Welcome to Season 2 of Conversations That Matter. Starring William Hussey, 365, Dr. Jean Blackman, and Dominique Davis. The place where meaningful dialogue creates change. Sit back, grab a snack, and join us for a conversation that truly matters.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Conversations That Matter. I'm your main man, William Hussey, 365.
I'm Big 22, Dominique Davis.
Rathell Dailey here in the building. Hey, baby.
What's up? That's what's up. Shout out to our brother, Dr. Jean Blackman, who couldn't
Right.
today. Prayers up to him. Prayers up to him and the family, man. Keep Blackman and the family in y'all prayers. He couldn't be here today, so we're keeping him in our prayers.
Of course, always.
One mic going out.
Of course, always. Hold your head up, Doc.
Hello? Yo.
We good?
Yeah, we good. So we back in full effect, man. It's a beautiful Sunday. It's a hot Sunday.
Definitely.
How was you guys' week, man? First of all, thank you, Mr. Rathell Dailey,
Sure.
for taking initiative to come on and hold it down for Dr. Jean Blackman. Give it up for our guest host, y'all. Rathell Dailey.
Big homie.
Yes. So how was your week? Let's start with you, sis. You our special guest for today.
Man, it's been hot, bro.
It's a hot one.
We've been out here working on these air conditions. It's been hot. But it's always an honor to be in the presence of you gentlemen. I know what y'all doing out here. So anytime I can step in and just be in the presence and talk that talk with you guys,
Hey.
it's a blessing to me.
Yes, sir. Thank you. How was your week, my brother?
I had a good week.
2 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks? Yeah, 'cause you
yeah.
was off.
Good
Yeah.
God Almighty.
How you been?
I don't know why I'm nervous. I'm sweating like a backslider in church. I'm nervous. I'm sweating like a backslider in church right now. No, I had a great week, man. I had a great
what's
week.
up.
A lot of family time. You know, summertime, school is out. So I've been spending a lot of time with my daughters, my older sons. You know what I'm saying? Still working.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna stop. So I had a great week, man. How about
That's
yourself?
good, man.
How about yourself?
Blessed, man. Blessed and highly favored. Been busy. So I've been kind of low key lately because I've been working on some big projects. And man, I just been tunnel.
You've been tunnel vision.
Can they hear me? Okay. Outside of that, workflow, and family, take care of the kids and all that. But I've been extremely busy, man. So I just been.
We don't call you Mr.
Hey,
Ain't no days off with you.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
So and we got the new show, Youthful Conversations with
Love it.
Jeremiah Jett. Y'all gotta
Love
check it out, man. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We will be out this Tuesday because of the holiday, July 4th, Independence Week, Independence Day. So we will be off from that. But next Tuesday, we be back in full effect, y'all. Most definitely. And we will be off for Thankful Thursday this week, too. So shout out to IVG. I know she was at the beach this weekend. So shout out to IVG. We be back the following week with season 2, Thankful Thursday News. How you like that?
Season 2? Okay,
Yeah,
season 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So
Shout
it's a
out to
beautiful
Jeremiah too, man.
thing. Yeah, man. Jeremiah
God.
Jett doing his thing, man. So
Powerful voice.
powerful young man, man. And I'm super proud of him.
He
man.
been here before, bro.
Yeah, for real,
God,
man.
I
And
never
I'm
seen nothing
excited
like
to
him.
see where God's taking him. You know what I'm saying? But he's truly a blessing to our community. He's truly a blessing to us, his family. Like I say, we got his back 100%, but I'm excited to see what God got for him coming in the near future, man.
And thank you, last but not least, thank you for being a vessel
For
to get this young man a platform.
Thank you, my
I
brother.
definitely
Thank
tune in. That's a bet.
Most definitely. So let's go ahead and jump into it, y'all. How y'all doing out there, man? Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all got them numbers up. We got a couple more weeks and we done with season 2. We on the roll.
And we got about 5 more weeks.
Yeah, man, about 5 more weeks.
It's flying by.
In the football season.
Hey, we're gonna say the best for last though, so y'all keep tuning in.
That's right. Yeah, man. So y'all keep tuning in. We thank y'all for the love and support. So let's jump into it. So today's topic is life after incarceration and believing in a higher power. How believing in a higher power helped you through the transition of being incarcerated and when you were released. And how did life start for you when you were released and when you got your stuff together and got kind of focused, got your mind right? Because some of us had to take 2-3 trips. You know what I'm saying? Before you got it right. Some didn't have to take a trip before they got their mind right. So let's talk about it, fellas. And like I said, Rathell, by you being our guest, we're going to start with you, my brother. And this the OG right here. This
OG
is all
is
our
my
mentors.
OG. Yes, sir.
He hold it down for our community, man. He hold it down in a lot of groups that we in, and he does mentorships with us, man. And I love this God. I love his words of wisdom.
Yeah.
And I love the way you encourage us and inspire us, my brother. And I appreciate you. So what you got to say about it, fam?
Fact. That's a fact.
So I don't know, man, but I know when I was incarcerated, I actually got baptized inside.
Wow.
Wasn't never my plan. I was just ripping and running, doing whatever, and all of a sudden, I think I followed a guy down past the child hall and walked by the church, and went and sat in, and I don't know what it was, man, but at the time, I didn't know what it was. Today, I know it was the Holy Spirit.
Right.
It was telling me, go sit in this room, and I went and sat in the back, and I don't even remember what he was preaching, but I know I started crying. And before you know it, that pastor started coming like every Tuesday to come see me and study with me. And he was like, "You want to get baptized?" I was like, "Yeah, I think I do." So I went and done that, and of course, you locked up, so you sit in the great stuff home. But the transformation hadn't happened.
Wow.
We get so much where we're thinking, "Oh man, I'm gonna go give my life to Christ," and all of a sudden stuff just changed.
Yeah,
it doesn't work that way, man.
Right.
You still the same body, you still look the same, you still gonna have a lot of the same things that you do.
Yeah.
So I came home, pretty much went full-fledged back to what I was doing.
That's what I was about to say. But yeah,
right.
It hit you all the way at that time.
No, it didn't hit me, but I gave my life to Christ and born again and everything, but I still didn't understand. So I came home to human problems.
Yeah.
Human problems is I got children. Me and my ex-wife, we split. I got children, so you got 3-4 mouths to feed. You fresh out the joint, you on papers. The bills is piling up, so it's tough. So I didn't understand. Hey, I'm gonna go over here and pray and make it right. So I remember one instance that when their mom first left, the kids would be in the room crying every night. I would be in the other room crying, and I finally got down on my knees again and said, "Man, listen, God, I don't know what I'm doing, but man, if you can just show me how to do this, I'll change everything." And after about 2-3 days, I came out that room, went in their room, and I said, "Listen, we're a team. We're gonna figure this out. I don't know what I'm doing. You probably don't know what you're doing with me, but we're gonna figure it out." And fast forward, I kept going, but like I said, you still
go back to
one foot in, one foot out.
Times.
So I'm raising the kids. I'm doing what I got to do, but I'm bringing different women in and out the house. I'm still sliding up in the club, doing whatever I got to do. I'm thinking, as long as I'm feeding the kids, I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do, And finally, I think about 2-3 years into it, my mom was at a church and was like, I think you went to school with this guy." And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about or whatever." So I was like, "Hey, I'll tell you what, I'm free. I just come through." When I come through, it was Abundant Life and Pastor Edward Kirkpatrick. We did go to school together.
Wow.
I knew him from back in the day. He's been in the Grove and everything.
Yeah.
He never came to me and said, "Hey, you need to do this about the Lord." He just was just like, "Yo, Screw, what up?" And it was normal. Right. So I went back, and whatever he was preaching was starting to sound good. And I just went back like 3 or 4 Sundays, and then one day he just pulled me to the side. He was like, "Listen, I was actually, man, trying to do the right thing, and I was behind on bills."
Oh, okay.
Trying to do right. And, I hit him up. Was like, "Man, I'm like 3 months behind on rent. I need like $4,000.
Yeah. Need a little help, bro. Need a little help.
Yeah, you my man, so let me see what it is." And he was like, "Yo, let me holler at the wife, let me talk, and meet me at the church." So I met him at the church. I'll never forget. It's funny now. It wasn't funny that day. He gave me $150.
Oh, that
like, out of that full.
So you was like 38.50 short. You was like 38.50 short. That's a fact.
But he gave me that $150, and he was like, "Yo, I need you to start coming around here, hang out in the church, man. I got some things you can do or whatever. I just need you to get involved." I ain't take offense. I took that $150.
Right. Most definitely.
I took it, and I was like, "All right, I'll come back." And next thing you know, I'm back, and he was like, "Well, I need you, kind of be my man, go get me the water, bring my Bible and set it up there." And I'm like,
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
I'm still in the streets. I'm still doing all types of stuff. But he was like,
Basically,
nah,
like,
I
come as
need
you are.
up
Yeah.
here. And I'm thinking like, man, that's gonna look bad because I knew a lot of older people who be in the church.
Who went to that church?
Yeah, I know.
And they like, is that right there? That slew up there? That's
Right.
In here,
The
like,
big
man, we
homie.
know what he doing. And but he was adamant, like, I don't care what nobody say. I trust your heart.
That's what's up.
Trust your heart. He said, I worry about your outside later on.
Mm-hmm.
Inside is what counts. And before you know it, man, it was a process. But I committed to keep coming. Whatever he needed me to do, I was there. And I learned that it took me years to build up who Scoot was. That born again don't mean you change overnight. I was a 10-year process with him, man. Until I got. So what it is, it tore Scoot down.
Mandatory.
Rebuild.
Right there.
Come on
Mandatory.
Now. Yes, sir.
Be careful with thinking that I get it, man. We all done it. You know, I'm gonna go to church and get it right. We're looking for an instant change. We're looking for an instant reaction. But born again means you got to start all over.
Yeah, you're a
That's
baby.
right.
You're a baby.
You rebirth.
And from there, man, it just went to, you ain't got to ask me to be here, bro. I'm
Right.
here.
Yeah.
I feel bad when I miss church.
Come on now.
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
And now, you know, it led me to the community.
Yeah.
It took the desire for me to go out. I didn't want to be out at the clubs.
Yeah.
I started viewing women differently.
Come on now.
So if you know me now, you know that I'm gonna put my arms around your woman. I'm gonna tell her I love her. Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna tell you you look nice and everything. But I tell you what, I don't look at her from the sexual part. I look at her and say, hey, I'm a man, and I'm gonna treat you like a man should treat you.
Come on now.
And that's my angle now. But all of that happened not once that Pastor Patrick said this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
Holy Spirit just kept working with me, man. God just kept working with me.
That's what's
Before
up.
you know it, the right there you see today was that transformation.
Right.
All of that time, man. And,
Yeah.
Well, one thing my ex said when I came home, and, shout out to her because you know we still co-parent. We're doing what we got to do. But the first thing she said when I came home, she was like, "Hey, it's gonna be hard to get a job. You know, you got that felony," and I was like, "I don't want to hear that. I don't even say that to me." So I didn't want the mind frame of what the world told me.
There you go.
What I was going.
That stigma.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it worked, man. I ended up having some jobs here and there, and it happens. Me and Nick was talking about this a couple of weeks ago. You come home, you gonna get the shitty job, bro.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
That's just where it plays.
You got to
out.
start from somewhere.
You just gotta
You start from somewhere.
That's it.
So I kept going, man. I was working at La Quinta and put in an app, and I put in an app first, a real application, and they threw that away. But the ex told me how to do a resume.
Yeah.
And I done the resume. The resume gets me in the door.
Okay.
So when you set me in front of me, I just felt in my heart that if I can stand over and hustle with 100 guys, then I'm the new product, bro.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Come on now.
Exactly.
Come on
I
now.
can tell you who I am, and that record won't mean nothing.
Nothing.
For a while. So it went from La Quinta, and then it went from, hey, well, they lost the supervisor. We're going to make you the supervisor. Then it went from, hey, I worked at Advanced Home Care, riding around in the hot sun, man, delivering equipment. Kids at home, I can't get home in enough time to feed them.
Right.
So I'm teaching them over the phone how to put the chicken in the oven. Because I'm only getting home 8, 9 o'clock at night. And finally, I'm praying.
Yeah.
God, it's got to be a better way. And then I'm starting to listen now. God saying, man, listen, you get a vacation in a year. Just ride it out for a year. And I rode it for the year. As soon as I got that vacation, I went up to the Goodwill on North Elm, put in a couple of hours. By the time I got back down the street, I'd already had 3 jobs called.
Wow.
That's how it be.
It was always putting me in better situations. So,
Come on now.
I knew a female who was working, and she was doing maintenance. And no men wanted to work with her. And she was like, hey, I can do the job, but don't nobody want to work with me or whatever. But I can show you this. And I was like, I'll take that opportunity. And to this day, that's my sister.
Word.
And, you know, we love each other to death. And I've done that and worked through that. And finally, I started to build up who I was.
Yeah, integrity.
As I became more who I was, the record became further and further away. So by the time when Hawthorne came, when they started calling, I was trained to go, bro.
Come on now.
I knew the job. I knew.
Are you still at Hawthorne?
Yeah, I'm still there.
That's crazy. Have you
Word.
ever heard of the Hawthorne effect?
No.
The Hawthorne effect is you're working harder when people watch you. But the Hawthorne effect was a project to see how people were when they were being watched. It's crazy. He said he worked the hard. Yeah,
True story.
Check out true story. Yeah, this is
Oh, nigga, boy.
Yeah, my nigga. Listen. So the Hawthorne, real quick, not to interrupt you. So the Hawthorne effect is, they did a study back in 1950 to see how you work in front of your supervisor, and then they'll hide behind the closed doors and see how you work behind when you're not being watched. They seen that man work. They seen him working as if he was being watched, but he wasn't being watched. So he was who he said he was. So that's dope.
Right.
I don't know if you knew about the Hawthorne effect, but that's dope.
Amazing that he says that because my director said that. He's like, man, I already know what you work. I've been watching.
Wow.
I know what you do. You need to come with me.
Come on now.
You know, and I went with
the Hawthorne.
I've been rolling ever since. But you're right, man. I was just we just had a conversation with the kids last night, and my son and my daughter's boyfriend, and I said, hey, I've always worked towards excellence. You know, I'm not here to cheat the company. Because that check is just a check, bro. You know, I work for God. So
there you go.
Resource here.
That's
right.
You
see what I'm saying? So, like Nick said, no matter who's watching, I'm gonna always put my best foot forward.
That's right. That's right.
And it just turns from there, man. So now I try to give that same thing back to other people. So the single parenthood, the, being incarcerated, having to change your life, having to work again. When I'm talking to people, I'm giving them those experiences.
Right.
And I don't really talk about it a lot. I don't. You know, a lot of people know me now, don't even know that
part of your life, right?
Yeah, they don't even know that part. I can take you around the companies now, and they'll be like, ain't no way.
Right.
Yeah.
He don't fit the description.
Yeah, he don't fit the description.
He don't fit the description.
Before they was going off the paperwork.
Right.
Now they ain't believing the paperwork.
Nah, and that's a good thing, man. Shout out to shout out to Pastor Kirkpatrick, because one thing about Pastor Kirkpatrick,
abundant life.
Right? I love him. Paul said, "I became all things to all men, so I can win the more." And that's what Kirkpatrick. He's an implement of what Paul said. I became all things to all men. Pastor Kirkpatrick, man, he has no judgment bone in his body.
Word. I don't think I met him yet. We do the workshops still.
Yeah,
okay.
And he's not an outspoken guy.
I gotta go check him out.
He remind you of Jesus, for real, because he'll be in the room and you won't even know it. He's not gonna stand out, but he's a powerful man.
Yeah.
Powerful man.
Dope.
Yeah.
What's his name one more time?
Edward Kirkpatrick.
Kirkpatrick.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Edward Kirkpatrick.
And,
KP.
And treat you like you're a man. It's not
yes, sir.
That's what it's about.
None of the other stuff, man. Just it's crazy, man. Because you know, I was thinking last night when I seen the topic. It said something to the point that we were talking about with the faith. And I said, man, you know what? I've heard so many people be like, man, I ain't going to church. There's people judging you and this, that, and the third. But you'll be amazed when you go in the building. Somebody has related to your story.
That's fact.
For sure.
Somebody in
that's
that
right.
building
that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you're right. He's never judged us, man. He's always treated us like equal men. So
right.
You could be over here and you've been praising God for 20 years. He ain't gonna treat you no different when you walk right in.
That's a fact.
Straight from the street. It's the same love.
And he doesn't pull the title card like I'm the superior, I'm the authority. Man, he's a brother's brother, bro.
For sure.
He's a friend's friend. So yeah.
Shout out to Pastor Kirkpatrick.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Abundant Life Ministries. Super dope. Super dope. Yeah. So I gotta ask you, because for me, I haven't did a long bid on state or federal. I've been in and out of Sycamore Street in my days. County jail.
That was good enough, baby.
So yeah, that's the Golden Gloves, baby.
Real, right.
Yeah. D Block. We was on that thing.
201 Sycamore
It ain't nothing like it was today. I ain't even been to the new jail. I ain't trying
We ain't
to go.
going.
But the thing is with me was, you know, I've been incarcerated since I was 15 in and out of jail, right? And I became addicted to drugs and alcohol by the time I was 19. But me just going to trial at 15 was just so much. You know what I'm saying? And facing 7 years in training school and things like that. And I went to school. We went to trial for about 2 months. And then the guy said he couldn't identify me. What it was, he just didn't want to go back to court. And, you know, we all 15, 16, you know what I'm saying? And it's common law robbery or whatever. So it wasn't nothing but God that had his hands on me then. But like my mama always said, God had his hands on you from day one. Because I've been praying for you since you came out the womb, before you even came out the womb. You know what I'm saying? But during those times, I couldn't understand that. You know what I'm saying? So anything mama and it was kicking, I wasn't listening to no way. Because I felt like the streets taught me more than they was teaching me. Because I couldn't understand what they was trying to teach me because that ain't what I was seeing. You know what I'm saying? But I always believed in a higher power. Because my mama always worked out and she always went to church. So those two things always stuck with me to this day. That's one thing that I always prayed. I tried to read the Bible, but she said, I don't care how high you is, what you did the night before, make sure you go to church. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it just took, like you said, it took years of this. And I'm just now coming around to get my mind right in a good mindset to be able to move forward in my life. Because it's so many hurdles and obstacles you go through in life. You know what I'm saying? Even being locked up before I even had kids. You know what I'm saying? Then get locked up when I had kids. You know what I'm saying? So all these different phases and levels taught me a lesson. But I was the same way on Sycamore. You know, we had church on Sundays, and I had my little Bible, and I made sure I studied and went to Bible study and church on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? So when the chapel came through and gave out Bibles, I was one of the first ones to get it, and I made sure I stayed in it. But still, it didn't really do nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Because after church, you go back into the day room, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. Then I learned more from inmates than I did from the pastor, really. You know what I'm saying? Because you got brothers that's doing time or about to go through time that's really done transition, or they back to go back to court or whatever, and they done found themselves, they done found the high power, whatever. So I was learning more from them. You know what I'm saying? Once you there long enough, you done got through the bullshit. You done got enough fights and all that. Yeah. So you trying to find yourself like, man, I just want to do better. So for me, it was other inmates that kind of helped me with that transition. But then it was like you said, once you get back in the streets, you back to the same thing. And then eventually it start clicking, it start hitting. And then I start listening to people outside in the streets, and like pastors, like you said, pastors, you know, will come say, man, come to church, and stuff like that. So, man, it just grew on me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I done got baptized a couple of times and went to the altar and all that. But it didn't work on me until I got on my own knees and asked God for forgiveness and for true salvation. That's when he started working. You know what I'm saying? So it's truly a blessing to find that higher power and have that connection with God. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you believe in, just find something outside of yourself, you know what I'm saying, or outside of your environment, you know what I mean? Whatever you want to believe in, as long as it's a high power, man, I'm all for it, man, because you got to get out your own way. And I think a lot of times we be in our own way, thinking we know it all, and we don't know nothing. We thought we were grown as teenagers. I thought I was grown. You couldn't tell me shit. I thought I was grown. Then I look back and look at my kids. I'm like, well, they back.
Right.
Babies, man. So, yeah, so that's my take on it. But I do got one question, because I never been on state. What did they baptize you in? I'm just real talk. How you get baptized in prison? Okay. True story.
Ain't no but concrete and metal in that motherfucker now.
Yeah. Right. Wow, that's what's up. Oh, got you. Yeah, if they talk about dipping you with some water, they ain't gonna uncuff you.
Yeah.
They took the cuffs off. Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
They gonna take the cuffs off. They gonna take the cuffs off.
Yeah. Right. Let them do it. Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, though.
That's a blessing, man. Yeah. God gonna find you one way or the other.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something.
Go ahead, Nick.
I always say I think Jesus in jail, because anytime I go to jail,
you find him. You run right back into him.
Every time I go to jail, he there.
He there.
You know what I'm saying?
Never fails.
So yeah.
What's your take on it, brother?
My take. I got a lot of. Okay, let me start by saying this. Life after incarceration,
okay,
it actually starts incarceration.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And like the big homie said, you get back to your old ways, what they call it, repetitive behavior.
Right.
Because the most time I ever loved myself is when I was locked up. Because you meet
the
realest cats in there. I learned respect when I was locked up. I seen a giant tell a midget, excuse me, knowing he could have broke this man in two. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to treat women, and I learned to respect and appreciate women when you at a service party, when you locked up with around a whole bunch of testosterone. I really fell in love with my girl at the time when I was locked up. Everybody fall in love with their girl when they locked up. If y'all watching, you fall in love with your girl when you locked up.
That's a fact.
Huh? Right. I wanted to be Romeo when I was locked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? But once you do,
so your poetry game was on point.
Hey man, on point. I was getting big bags for writing letters and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But seriously, that was the most I ever felt free. When my physical was bound, my spirit was free. But see, when you get out, you become the same thing you despise. So when you get out, you feel weird. You know what I'm saying? It feel like a dream, and you see niggas gossiping like on some feminine shit. You feel me? You see a whole bunch of backdoor shit. So you be like, yo, this is what I used to do? Because you've been isolated, and to elevate, we have to isolate. Mama just told me that today. Mama said, listen, in order for us to elevate, we have to isolate. That's why we're implementing incarceration with faith, not religion, with faith.
With
you know
faith,
what I'm saying?
yes.
Yeah. So we had to be isolated to elevate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, the test is when you get out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't the test when you in there.
That's right.
Like, because when you in there, you sharp when you in there. My incarcerated self will body my freedom self because I'm so militant.
Right,
you know what
right,
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, so the test is when I got out. So life after the incarceration, the test is when you get out, because you end up despising the things that you used to be, but you will end up becoming the things you despise if you go back around. So it's tricky.
Yeah, those toxic temptations still there.
Toxic temptations are still there. Yeah. But I feel like it was a blessing to wrap it in the shell for this little segment right here. I thought I was getting arrested, but actually I was getting rescued.
Come on now.
I thought I was getting arrested, but I was getting rescued.
Talk about that a little bit.
I didn't want to get rescued. I didn't want to stop doing what I was doing. And it only took me one time. Now I done been to Sycamore Street 50 times, but ain't nothing like being in prison with a bunch of men like you.
Right.
You ain't the baddest motherfucker, Dominique.
Right.
There's a lot of Dominiques in that motherfucker.
Most definitely.
So what I did is I asked God to, and one thing about God, what I'm gonna say is God doesn't explain himself. He reveals himself. Like when you was 15. It wasn't because, and I'm just let you know this, it wasn't because that young man was tired of going to court. It was that's what we see, but it was God.
Come on now.
It wasn't because I know how to move because I'm a gangster. It was God, bro. You know what I'm saying? So God never explains himself. He only reveals himself. And it might take a long time for him to do that, but accept the process.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. That's a fact, man.
Tap on what he just said is, I remember my first week inside, and I just felt like my body was drained.
Yes.
Like I had to sleep, bro.
You were sick.
Tired. You was tired.
I was so tired. So it was my rest. So it was easy. Like you said, I'm reading the Bible, but you got all the time you want with God.
Right.
You know, you got all the time you want until you get these streets, and now you got all the other distractions. So at that time in that cell gives you that one time. And like you said, we're revealing. I was young too, and just in all types of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm originally from Virginia, so we're just doing all types of stuff. I'm getting in trouble here and now. I'm coming to Greensboro, getting in trouble, and I was living with my stepfather here. So my stepfather lived in Claremont.
Okay.
I got around here.
Word.
I'm coming around him, and he finally looking at me one day, and I'm not understanding how God is working. I'm getting in trouble at Page, getting suspended. He ain't said nothing. I get to the house, he don't say nothing. My brother come from the Grove one night. Hey man, we got the weed over here. We're going to play the game. Come hang with us. And I'm getting ready to go. And my pops was like, listen, if you go out the house, don't you come back. And I'm like, why would he do that? I ain't been on punishment all week. He's trying to save me. He already know what's going on. So I'm walking out the door. I'm going to do this. I'm getting this stuff. But you know what? I'm in the Grove. I'm doing stuff. So I got locked up in Virginia. Young. I was like 15 years old. Snatched a purse. I'm snatching a purse because I owe guys here money. Before I come back, I'm trying to get the money. I get back up here. I got warrants and everything. So as soon as I get back, police catch me down in the Grove, lock me up.
Wow.
I'm sitting here. I go in front of the judge, and he's like, he don't have no guardian. You know, he's like 15, 16.
No support system. So leave ass in there.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere.
So I'm sitting there like, oh man, this is crazy. You know, man, my mother walks through that door and was like, I quit my job in Virginia. She been there 20 years.
Wow.
Then quit and say, I quit, Your Honor. That's my son. I come to get him.
Come on now.
So they was like, we're going to let him out. Well, she didn't got a hotel room because she ain't found a place yet. She just quit and came up here. I was so in tune with that when I bonded out, because you know it take a while to get you out.
Right.
So I'm thinking she thinks she left messages, come to the room. This is where I'm staying at. I go straight back to the street. I ain't even go to the room. I went everywhere. Every time she come visit, she'd be like, son, you know I'm proud of you. I love you. I'm like, you proud of what? I'm sitting in here. Well, I just been praying for
It's
you.
unconditional, brother.
That's mama, though.
It
Unconditional
was
love.
always that. She was never nothing negative. It was always, son, I'm proud of you. I love you. I've been praying for you. And before you know it, man, that stuff comes to fruitation. So now when she sits around and say, she doesn't say it as much. She doesn't have to because I've given you it.
Right.
I've given you something to be proud of.
Right.
Man. But like you said, it's the prayer around you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the prayer around you.
Yeah.
The people around you who's praying for you. The people who are just, hey, I want the best for you. It's a funny story that I'm gonna say it because Gene ain't here today. I'm gonna put
All right.
that I always tell Gene, I said, man, you're a great man, but you're gonna be even better when you find a wife.
Come on
You
now.
know?
Dog.
I tell him, I say, hey, as a man, we skating on grace. When you get that wife, you're gonna get that favor.
Come on now.
That's what you got because you so much this in the community. It's gonna take you to the next level. So when I seen that proposal, I hit him with that, man.
That's
I
right.
told you, brother.
Yeah. Let's celebrate that. Shout out to Dr. Gene Blackman and Keidra and Coleman.
Man, it's praying for you. Neat.
Yeah.
I've years.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh yeah.
you walk by, man, and I just, how you doing, brother? Give him dap, but I was praying for him.
I appreciate that, bro.
Come on now.
Hey,
For sure.
Appreciate that.
For sure.
We're gonna go
Most
to the
definitely.
comments.
I was praying for you before I met you.
Hey, yo, appreciate you, man. Good God Almighty.
Here we go. You got some comments, sis?
They flowing in, ain't
We sure do.
they?
We sure do. Happy Sunday, everybody. Make sure that y'all are liking and sharing the live. Thank you for tuning in to Conversations That Matter. So from the beginning, let me go all the way to the top, y'all.
Shout out to Corey McCain, man. I've been
Corey
calling
McCain
you,
in the
Corey.
building. He in the building.
Corey,
Yes,
I've
he in
been
the
calling
building.
you.
Corey, what's up, brother?
We love you, Corey. Okay, so Corey says, let me just start off by stating that having a credible life following incarceration is very possible. The thing is,
There we go.
people have to realize that little steps are the best plan of action. Take advantage of reentry programs, take advantage of being the cashier before you're promoted to shift manager, enroll in 3 hours a semester first before taking the full 12 hours. Little steps. I'm not telling y'all what I've heard. I'm telling you what I know.
Come on, Corey. Thank you, brother.
Good.
Respect, Corey. He also says, shout out to my big brother, Rathell Dailey.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
so inspirational and real. Thank God for you.
Love you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Shout out.
Again from Corey McCann, he says, family was good. William Hussey, Dominique Davis.
What up?
Don't know what I would do without y'all.
Love you, brother.
Yes, Cottrell Isley says, yo, salute.
Katrell, what's up, brother?
And salute.
Yes, Antonio Covington says, Chad is my friend.
Chad. That's nephew.
That's my name.
Oh, I'm thinking about son. I'm thinking about Junior. I'm thinking about nephew.
Best boober.
Okay. Billy Davis said, good evening, family. Corey McCann said,
Shout
one
out to
thing
BJ.
I really wish our community would stop doing is having release parties for people who just got out. Instead of having release cookouts and parties, especially when people are actually guilty of the crimes, we need to have resume making parties, social redevelopment cookouts, etc. Just my opinion.
Who that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corey. Appreciate that, Corey. Antonio Covington also says he gave me $20 and brought me some shoe mans from the Africans. Love
That's
you,
all
boy.
I had, bro. That's all I had.
Yes.
He was fresh out, wasn't he?
Not the shoe mans. Gene Blackman is in the building. He says,
Dog.
"Peace, family."
Dog,
what up,
Love you,
what up?
Gene. Jessica West says, "Hey, family."
What's up, Jess?
Bro, ski, what up, though?
Corey McCann says, and we have to stop saying free my N-word, but instead renew my homie.
It's a fact,
Got a
Corey.
point. I
That's a
like
fact.
that.
Yes. Corey McCann says he has to speak in the mic. His mic is low. We switched it out for him, Corey.
Switched out. Can you hear me now, Corey?
Can he hear you? Crystal Harrison says, good afternoon, panel.
Crystal, what's
Hello,
up?
Miss Harris.
Yes. Reginald Dearman says, talk about it, man.
Big homie, what's good, Reg? What's
Shout
poppin'?
out to Stefan Flizzy Posey, who is sending some strong
Stefan,
man
what's
in
up,
the
bro?
comments. He also says, good shit, bro. Dominique Davis didn't mean to curse.
It's all good, homie. You can be yourself.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can
be yourself
here.
on
Be
here.
yourself here, homie.
Yada Jackson says, prayers up. Happy Sunday.
Booski, what's good?
Yada.
Bernadette Day Hayes says, hey guys.
What up?
Chamisha Robinson is in the building as well. Hey fam. Hey Chamisha.
Shamisha.
TLSL Henderson said family.
Tia, what's up?
India Hannah says, totally agree with Corey. Take advantage of the reentry programs. Canoe or Keanu Daily says, love you, Dad.
That's my oldest favorite.
Got a great
Shout out.
And Tia Simpson says, hey, y'all.
What
What
up,
up, Miss
Sid?
Simpson?
And those are your comments.
Okay.
All right. So moving right along.
Okay.
Let's jump into some of these questions. I think Slu, you said some of your biggest challenges